Hello, hello, beautiful people. It's your man Austin from the AA Podcast, also of BTB Media, and we have a wonderful guest, a longtime friend, great buddy, mother, entrepreneur now, whatever bag you want to put it into, Arin Gentry.
Yes.
Clap it
Hello.
up for yourself. Clap it up for yourself.
Thank you. Hi, Austin. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited that you're here because
Yes.
you're here for a special purpose.
I am.
With a pointed message, but a message and a cause that needs to be heard about. So let the people know what that cause is and what you're doing. Actually, nope. I gotta give you kudos before you even get there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This young lady.
Gas me up.
This young lady. Earlier in the when was it? What year? What day was it? It was like March, April, or what was the timeline for that?
The book drive.
The first book drive.
Okay,
Yes.
so I started in July, at the beginning of July. I actually did it the day before 4th of July.
Okay, so 4th of July.
At least I announced it.
She announced this young lady right here, Arin, announced a book drive in which she was going to collect donations, books, money, whatever it may be, in order to buy books, but not just any book, books that represented African Americans and minorities. So Arin, first of all, kudos, but what was the inspiration behind that? Like, what made you want to do that? What pushed you to do that? Like, what was going through your mind?
So there was a couple big reasons why I started this. First, over the summer, we were dealing with a lot of racial tension, racial injustices, especially with everything going on with George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and it was a big push on Black Lives Matter movement, which always Black Lives Matter, but it was really, really big push over the summer. And you remember on social media, everyone was sharing about different ways that we could support Black lives. One of the big things I remember people sharing was support Black bookstores, support Black authors, support Black literature. And it started really inspiring me because I've always loved reading. I always loved books. Being in college, I probably didn't read as much because it was more so I was forced to do it over actually being able to do it for enjoyment. But I always really loved books, but I remember never really reading books by Black people about Black people.
Facts.
And if I did, it was only about the Civil War or the struggles that Black people
Slavery,
faced.
the things we don't want to talk about for the most part. Yeah.
You never see anything that, Black joy when you read books. But there's a lot of that out there. And so I started thinking about what can I do? Remind you, at this time, I was, 7-8 months pregnant. So I couldn't go out and do protests because that's just was not the thing for me at the time. Yeah, I can share stuff on social media. Okay, whatever. I can even donate money. But what can I do personally to make an impact that's going to last, years and years from now, as well as showing that Black lives really do matter. And I started thinking about the youth because, like I said, at the time I was pregnant and I'm bringing in a Black boy into this world. So it's bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us. We're thinking about the future. So I started thinking about ways that I can make a difference and, supporting Black bookstores, supporting Black authors, getting that Black literature into young people's hands was really what drew me to start this drive. I thought it was something that was super important and so necessary, something we don't think about, but it's needed. So.
And it's just you for the most part.
Yes, me.
It's just you for the most part.
It's just me. I will definitely pat myself on the back.
As well deserved, for sure.
Because it was something that I sat and thought about by myself. I told, Kyrie about it, my boyfriend. I told him about this, and he was like, do it. Yeah, that's dope. And I remember thinking to myself, what if nobody, supports or, no one donates? Because I never even thought about this.
This was your first time getting into this.
Exactly. Yeah, I've never really put together anything as on my own. So I was nervous, but I just knew that it was necessary, and I felt that if no one donated, I had already reached out to teachers who I could donate books to.
Nice.
I was just going to come out of pocket and get the books for them because.
So then, how many? So I'm interested. How many between the books?
Yes.
And the monetary donations on that first drive? How many books were you able to distribute, or how many books were you able to buy with what you got?
So I actually collected, or was able to purchase, and people donated over 300 books.
Wow.
Yes. And over $2,000 was donated. That was through Cash App, through Venmo.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't even think I've read 300 books in my life.
Oh, I haven't either. Don't have access to 300
would say,
books. And you want to know something I really, really want to like talk about was this was done not even in 2 months. It was done like a month and a half. So I was able to do all that within a month and a half.
So, and we say this because you are now revving back up to do another book drive.
Yes.
So the motivation, I'm assuming the motivation behind this new book drive is that the first one was successful.
Yep.
But now that you've done it, I'm sure you believe that you can do it even better.
100%, right?
I'm sure you can, and
Yes.
we will help you do it. So who did you give the books to in the first round, and like who are you going to give the like? What is the plan? Who's getting these books? Is it the schools? Is it recreation centers?
Yeah. So thank you for asking that because it actually is an important point. So the first time, I was specifically just going to, in my head, I was just going to donate it to classrooms. So my idea was teachers will be able to stock their classroom libraries with books. By Black people about Black life, Black joy, Black futures, all of that. And that was the case. I reached out to many different teachers who are Cincinnati public school teachers. And that ranged from kindergarten all the way up to high school. So that's another point too. I was collecting books not just for like young people. I was collecting books for kindergartners, middle schoolers, high schoolers. Right. So it was a wide range of books.
Which is needed.
And on top of that, I did not have duplicates. These were 300 different types of books.
Dope.
Even, that's wild, right?
Bought from Black authors.
Yep.
Black bookstores.
Yep,
Black.
Yep. And so where was I going with that? Yes. So I started out with donating to classrooms. But then I had so many books, I was like, I have to get these books out to more people. So then I reached out to nonprofit organizations. And I'm literally doing this all on social media. So I reached out to nonprofit organizations, and then I still had books. So eventually it was just individual students or individual young people that I knew.
Dope.
That I was like, okay, I know you would enjoy this book. Here's 2 books. And it's crazy because even after all of that, I was like, I need to know more people. Clearly, I don't know enough people.
You're now the book lady.
I am.
You're the book lady.
And I love that. I love that for me because I love books. It brings me so much joy to be able to get the books into young people's hands. And it's meaningful books. It's a way for them to see themselves in the literature that they're reading. It's so important.
Fact. So if I'm an individual who wants to give money or a book, 1, how do I reach you? 2, what's your Cash App? 3, what's your handle? We need all of that because I want to give, but I'll probably just give you cash. But for people out there, how are they supposed to reach you?
So making it super easy for everyone. First of all, if you're not already following me on social media, please do. So Facebook is Arin Gentry, ArinGentry, and then on Twitter and Instagram it's As Told by Arin, ARIN. So that's first, because that is where I'm going to be pushing everything. But if you want to Cash App or Venmo me, my Cash App is $Gentry, GENTRYAA. And my Venmo is Arin, ARIN Gentry, GENTRY. As well as I will also be having an Amazon list that I've created where people can directly purchase from there. I'll have a whole list of book recommendations. So you can what's the word I'm looking for? You could be involved in the process by picking out the books that you want. And I finally just want to end it with, as you mentioned, I did this drive, did the first drive. It was really successful. Yeah. And this time around, I want to make it even better. And I'm going to be able to do that because I have some really dope partnerships that I'm super excited about. And one of them is Joseph Beth Bookstore, which is a locally owned bookstore right here in Cincinnati over in Rookwood. And I bought a lot of books from them for the first book drive. So I really built a really good relationship with pretty much everybody in that store. Like when I tell you I go in there and I feel like a superstar.
They know you, y'all like friends.
Yeah. So
y'all be texting there.
Exactly. Like I really built a really good relationship with them, all because they were so inspired by what I was doing. And they knew how important it was, how necessary it was. And so that led to them wanting to work with me to help me make this next book drive. And from here on out, make it as best as it can be. So they're really excited to help me whatever way I see fit. So if that is helping me, having customers come in and they're donating cash directly to the drive or they're purchasing books directly for the drive, they're there for me. So
How and do you have? I mean, you may or may not, but this is in collaborations with not only BTB Media, but BTB Records is working with you. I'm not sure if BTB Films is probably involved. I'm sure they'll want to do something in a philanthropic way, but it's really great that you're finding ways to bring in not only your brand,
right,
but your boyfriend's brand, Kyrie,
yes,
with BTB. So.
right.
Is there a number? I mean, is there a number to put out? Do you have a goal this year or this time, or is it just whatever you can get again?
Yeah, so it's funny. Obviously, I want to do better than what I did last time,
Right.
because I never imagined that I would even reach those numbers.
Yeah.
So I just want to keep elevating, keep progressing. I want to continue to get these hands into books. I mean, these books into hands of young people, especially those who may not have access to
Right.
books. And we're
Facts.
thinking about these kids aren't even at school. They're doing school remotely. So that's what the big push for me this time around is making sure I'm able to get these books into their hands. It's creating that ownership. It's building that confidence for them. They can say, oh, I have my own book. And the characters in the book look just like me. Or the stories I can relate to. So,
And that's so powerful.
yeah, we need that. I think it's important. You think about as you were growing up, I don't know how many books you might have read by black authors about black people. I'm sure it wasn't a lot.
No, not at all. Not compared to the ones that were not about black people.
Exactly.
sure.
Right. And even the percentage is not. It's a very small percentage of black people in literature.
very
right.
small.
Like characters and representation. So it's important. It's necessary. I really appreciate everyone just really supporting and backing me in what I'm doing. It would not have made this as successful as it's been. And of course, like you said, I'm doing this by myself, but I'm not doing this by myself. I would not be able to do this if I didn't have these people supporting me. So I'm excited. Hope you all ready for this next book drive. Make sure you get them coins ready. So
Get them coins ready. Cash out, like you said, cash out. We'll put it at the bottom of this.
yes.
Social media, reach out to her. If you know any more collaborations that you can provide, it would be
Yes.
great.
Yes.
Let's make this one. We did 300 last time. I know this isn't her number, but I don't see why we can't double that number. And because our young people, our young black kings and queens,
They deserve it.
They deserve it.
They deserve
they
it.
They need it. They really do need it.
yes.
So, Arin, thank you so much, friend.
Yes.
For
Thank
doing
you,
the work,
Austin.
for doing the work,
Thank
because you're
you.
doing the work that people need to see, and you're a blessing not only to your family but to these communities and to these young people. So you are a blessing. We will help you bless more people.
Thank you.
Again, follow her, donate, give books, whatever you can do will be greatly appreciated. Peace.